Last week, we played a bit of his interview on CNBC with CNBC anchor Kelly Evans. Now, this interview was being talked about because, A, she brought up the voluntary vaccinations that Rand Paul was all for. That was causing a lot of controversy last week, because Rand Paul doesn't believe that people should have their kids vaccinated, and if they choose not to, that's A-okay. They should absolutely be voluntary. And Kelly Evans, the CNBC anchor, pressed him on this, as a good anchor would do, as a good journalist would do, as a good reporter would do, in any sort of scenario where you have this person, especially a politician, in an interview. And we played a bit of that interview, but there was much more to play from it that we didn't get around to. Now, over on Fox News, Howard Kurtz, who has his own show where he basically criticizes and critiques the media. Also, he also goes by the name Howie Kurtz. You might know him by that. Ladies and gentlemen, let me give you a tip. Never trust a grown man that calls himself Howie. I would say that's a very dangerous way to go. Anyway, Howard Kurtz took a segment out of his show on Fox this weekend to discuss the interview by CNBC anchor Kelly Evans with Rand Paul. Let's play that bit from Howard Kurtz's show now.
Rand Paul sat down this week with CNBC anchor Kelly Evans, and it was contentious from the opening seconds.
Did you really just say to Laura Ingraham that you think most vaccines in this country should be, quote, voluntary?
Well, I guess being for freedom would be really unusual. I guess I don't understand the point, why that would be controversial.
Well, what Rand Paul said about vaccines was controversial, but by starting with, did you really just say, Evans seemed to have a chip on her shoulder. She then asked about Paul's proposal to offer tax incentives for companies to bring home overseas cash.
Senator, I'm sure you know that most of the research on this indicates that these actually cost more money over the long term than they save.
Well,
Are
that's
you saying
incorrect.
Your plan will be different?
Let's go back again. Your premise and your question is mistaken, okay?
It works that
let me
first year,
finish.
Senator.
Hey, let me finish. Hey, Kelly. Hey,
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Calm down a bit here, Kelly.
Okay, shushing a host, especially a woman, did not exactly look gentlemanly, but
that's the key word there. But you should never shush someone in a televised interview. That's tip number one that Howard Kurtz should be espousing on his media critique show on Fox News. Number two, yes, Howard Kurtz is right. Especially to a woman. Are you kidding me? Do you want, did Rand Paul say, I'm going to become sexist today. I'm going to show myself as a sexist today. I mean, really? We're going to shush and to calm down. Now, to me, that's the one.
I agree.
The calm down is the tell.
Calm down's the tell.
Don't want a loud woman here interviewing me. Know your place. That's basically what he was saying. I mean,
I wish that we still lived in the days when you could just kidnap an annoying woman and blow marijuana smoke in her face and force her to worship Aqua Buddha. I'm so annoyed listening to you, Kelly.
What a callback there.
Yeah, that was a callback. And you know what else? It was awesome. I'm making a lot of sacrifices to be a senator and possibly run for president.
Man,
it's because I care about the Constitution so much, and I'm so scared of black people. But I'm working so hard at it. My dad keeps saying crazy things, and this bitch won't let me talk. And you know what? And I say bitch, everybody's kind of like, oh, he's sexist. What? And all I could just say is, why don't you just calm down, worship Aqua Buddha? Maybe you wouldn't be so emotional if you didn't have vaccines and you weren't a woman.
Kurtz also here in this his segment on it was talking about how she seemed to have a chip on her shoulder. Okay. And also, wasn't the segment, if I'm not mistaken, called a testy interview over on CNBC or something like that? Just wow.
One very testy interview.
Wow. These guys, they just don't get it. It's amazing. Amazing.
Why don't you fix me a sandwich or get me an iced tea or something? Jeez.
Thanks, friend.